History arrived on the banks of the Tennessee River, the crown jewel of Chattanooga's South Broad District. Erlinger Park hosts its first ever MLS Next Pro fixture. It's a Southeast Division showdown punctuating Chattanooga's Summer of Soccer celebration. Chattanooga FC welcomes Inter Miami 2. Welcome inside Erlinger Park, along with our broadcast team, Jake Griffith. Glad to have you alongside us for this beautiful evening in the scenic city for MLS Next Pro. Well, Chattanooga FC, they're unbeaten in 4 straight. 3 consecutive draws. The goal today, you talk to folks around this club, it's the focus on seeing games out. They've gone up a goal 6 times in the last 8 matches, just 3 wins in that span. They get an Inter Miami team that they have had a lot of success against. Unbeaten in 4 straight. And Inter Miami are winless in 22 straight going back to 2025. No goals in almost 300 minutes as we take a look at how these sides line up. First for manager Richard Dixon and the boys in blue of Chattanooga FC. It's a 4-3-3 shape. 3 personnel changes, including 2 in the front. Yuval Cohen, Amzian Sid Mohan inserted next to Damian Barker. John, that front 3 so crucial. In this 4-3-3 shape, it allows you that effective high pressing. Richard Dixon has said time and again, the most crucial key for Chattanooga FC is how they press the football. They will rely on that front 3 today to try to manipulate Inter Miami, speed them up, force them into turnovers. It's a Miami team that has had a real penchant to give up goals in transition. 18 transitional goals conceded in 2026. As for Inter Miami 2 and acting manager Daniel Godoy, they also go with a 4-3-3, and it's four personnel changes, including RJ White, who gets slotted in on the right-hand side of that back 4. No Theo Vorenkamp. Vorenkamp has been such a crucial piece of that back line, but not with Inter Miami today. So they will rely on the young 17-year-old, the Inter Miami Academy man, to help lock down on the defensive side for Inter Miami, and that has been a struggle this season. 36 goals conceded. Acting manager Daniel Godoy said this week that obviously it's a big focus on defense, and they just cannot allow Chattanooga to impose their game plan early on. The first 15 minutes will be crucial for the Herons on the road, seeking their first win. Inter Miami are against Chattanooga FC since the 2024 season, in fact, August of 2024. The last time that Inter Miami have been victorious against Chattanooga FC. It is jam-packed here inside Erlinger Park. These fans are ready to go for what is sure to be another exciting contest between Inter Miami and Chattanooga FC. These teams met back in May. This is the second meeting of 2026, and it was a thriller down in Fort Lauderdale. Inter Miami goes up a goal in the 21st minute, courtesy of Ido Zeltzer-Zubida. They could not hold on to that lead because Chattanooga FC found a way to earn 2 penalties in the span of 10 minutes to steal all 3 points at Inter Miami Stadium. Almost 2 months to the day since they met for the first time in 2026. And these sides are set to go. The anthems have been sung here on this Independence Day across America. And we are ready for MLS Next Pro action in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's the first time in club history that Chattanooga FC have played a regular season league fixture away from Finley Stadium. They could not have picked not just a better venue, but a better home crowd to have at their backs. You see the scores of Chattahooligans in attendance today. And they have really tried their hardest to replicate this Chattanooga FC side have the atmosphere that they get at Finley Stadium. It's long been known that the Chattahooligans, the supporters group for CFC, they sit in Section 109 at Finley Stadium. Guess where they're sitting today? Section 109 here at Erlinger Park, which is the home of the Chattanooga Lookouts, the AA affiliate of the Cincinnati Reds. This venue, not that old. It opened back in April of 2026. It was constructed to be able to hold a FIFA regulation pitch. And mere months into its life, here it is, hosting competitive professional football here in the third division of the U.S. soccer pyramid. Moments away from the opening whistle and the opening kick. Lauren Aldrich is our center referee this evening. Chattanooga FC coming into this weekend fixture, courtesy of their 4-0 win against Red Bull New York and then rattling off 3 straight draws. They've held themselves into the 6th position in the Eastern Conference. They are a tough out here at home. 5-2-1 is their home form in 2026. 7 wins. They've taken points in 11 of their 16 matches in 2026. For Inter Miami, they are just trying to get off the schneid here in this campaign. Have not won since August of 2025. They beat Atlanta United 2-1 the last time they won an MLS Next Pro fixture. They've gone younger this year. You talk to interim manager Rodrigo Vargas, who took over due to the coaching change at the first team level. He stepped in midway through the season, and then of course Daniel Godoy, acting manager today. They have made a real point to dip heavily into the academy of Inter Miami. You go back a few weeks when I last had a chance to catch up with Rodrigo Vargas, and he said it's just part of the DNA of this club. We want to build from the ground up. The Herons clad in pink. It's Chattanooga in the alternating navy and white tops with the navy shorts. These fans, they have waited long enough. Lauren Aldrich has everything ready to go. And there is the opening whistle. We will redo the opening kickoff here in Chattanooga. Everyone set to go quite yet. Second time's the charm in Chattanooga. The ball's rolling here inside Erlanger Park, and we are officially underway here in match week 18. Jakupovic will let that one roll out, and it will be an immediate goal kick for Chattanooga's veteran netminder, making his 16th appearance of 2026. Now Lauren Aldrich having somewhat of a stern word there with Inter Miami. And Mateo Saha, who picked the ball up past that boundary line and just wouldn't hand it back over to Jakupovic, who puts a right foot into this one, and play is back underway. Chattanooga FC, the draw against Chicago Fire 2. They took the lead in that contest, then conceded 2 consecutive. Had to battle back late in that contest to rescue a point. Ultimately ended up winning the shootout 4-1. Here is Inter Miami 2, moving it forward on this right-hand channel to Mateo Saha. 4 goals, had 2 goals across 3 meetings a season ago with Chattanooga FC. And you see 58 in pink and black there on the right side of your screen. That is Nash Dearman, the 16-year-old. He was a late add to this lineup for Inter Miami, mere minutes before we went on the air. Knocked out of play. Chattanooga will have the throw. Pinned back deep in their own end of things. Daniel Godoy, he said that the opening minutes of this contest would be crucial for how Inter Miami wants to set the tone in this fixture, prevent Chattanooga from asserting themselves. Right Now some good energy shown off the opening whistle for this Inter Miami side. It was a narrow loss for Inter Miami too at the hands of FC Cincinnati. Shewo Niang for the Garys of FCC2 coming up with a goal in first half stoppage time despite 5 total shots in that contest for Inter Miami. Just couldn't find the breakthrough. And also continued their goalless streak, coming into this 252 consecutive minutes without a goal. Turnover here, handed off over to Alex McGrath, who has a go. And it whistles wide of the near post and out. McGrath stepping into that pocket of space, and that is the importance of that front three we mentioned at the top of our broadcast. Chattanooga's ability to press the football. It's one thing that Richard Dixon said coming into this week, that the vibes are high. They feel like they're in a really good spot. They're creating chances. The goals are finally coming. That was one thing they had a little struggle with at the start of the season, was the chance creation. The expected goals was off the charts, but they weren't finishing the chances consistently. Now they are getting those chances to find their way in the back of the net. See Richard Dixon there at the bottom of your screen on the right-hand side on those Chattanooga touch lines. Dixon named interim manager in February of 2026. Former Chattanooga FC player, 3rd most appearances in club history. Speaking of men synonymous with this Chattanooga FC club, that is Tate Robertson swinging it all the way back to Jakupovic, who goes forward with it. Electing to go direct. Sorensen looking to run it down. Just cannot do that. Inter Miami with the throw. They chuck it back into play. Trying to clear these lines for the moment. It's Damian Barker-John, who scored in back-to-back matches. We'll let that one roll out of play. Barker-John, the former Huntsville City Real Monarchs man, spent some time with Phoenix Rising of USL Championship on a loan spell back in 2024. Lifted ahead now. It's Chattanooga FC finding Damian Barker-John over on the right flank. John twisting and turning, just trying to shake free of Sloan Morrison. This is a youthful lineup today for Inter Miami. The oldest player in the 11, Tyler Hall, the 20-year-old. Starting in the center back spot next to Daniel Sumaya, the 18-year-old today for Inter Miami. As mentioned at the top of the broadcast, no Theo Vorenkamp, no Nicolas Almeida today. One of the most accurate passers for Inter Miami this season. Glancing header along, that is where Matthias Marine will corral things in. Marine making his 13th start of 2026. He's played every minute of the prior 12. Sorensen now. Product of the Philadelphia Union Academy. It has such a long history of producing top-flight talent across all levels in American soccer. Barker-John too heavy of a touch, and that'll skip out of play for an Inter Miami throw. Mentioned earlier, Inter Miami coming off the narrow loss at the hands of FC Cincinnati too. That win for the Garys helped snap a losing streak of their own. Daniel Godoy said that for him it's hard you can't feel happy about the result, but you can feel good about the performance. It felt like that he saw a lot of progress. They plugged some new faces into that lineup that have not played an abundance of minutes. And he said, we saw those guys take on responsibilities. Referred to it as the little victories for this Inter Miami side. Trying to build this second team of this Inter Miami organization up, in Godoy's words, brick by brick. Here is Farid Sarsar. 16th appearance. Has made as many starts in 2026, Sarsar has. Wants to cut that along to Barker John. Did so successfully, but now they have to reset things. Back to Jakupovic. Chaya had it for a moment, gave it away. High up the pitch, and now a hefty challenge applied there by Stevie Luigine, and that will draw a whistle from Lauren Aldrin. Just a takeaway high up the field for Inter Miami. Luigine trying to step up and apply the pressure, ends up setting Inter Miami up with a free kick. They are the only team in MLS Next Pro yet to record a set-piece goal, the Herons are. Conversely, Chattanooga FC, they have had a penchant for giving up some set-piece goals, 4 total, one of those being a free kick. From distance, the offering goes skipping wide of Jakupovic. No teeth behind that for Inter Miami. Trying to catch Inter Miami flat-footed up ahead, looking for Sid Mohan. Gonna touch off on it. Marine almost got caught in no man's land. It's quickly thrown back in by Chattanooga, and they are the beneficiaries of a whistle, and perhaps more it will be. First booking of the night goes to Mateo De Paula, Inter Miami Academy man. Sid Mohan wasting no time throwing it back in. And immediately, De Paula, the Inter Miami U16 Academy man, going to ground and taking on Sid Mohan with him. Tate Robertson will shadow over top of this. Just a minute ago, Inter Miami, no luck on set pieces this season. Chattanooga attacking set pieces, second most set piece goals for in MLS Next Pro. Set pieces, free kicks, they can change matches. We just saw this in the World Cup earlier today. Morocco breaking through the second half against Canada. Chattanooga FC looking to change the tenor of this game early. Robertson lofts it out wide. Marine is there with the punch, and it goes out for a throw. Elsewhere around the Southeast Division, Atlanta United up 1-0. Chattanooga looking to make it 1-0 boys in blue off that free kick, and Marine had other ideas. Robertson will back up for the long throw in. This is something that Chattanooga have had a modicum of success at. They scored twice off long throws this year. Robertson, strong toss in. Second ball served on a platter, ricocheting around. Marine will just bat that away from the end line. Marine under a lot of duress, looking to distribute it forward. Aaron there finds the touchline, and Chattanooga will toss it in via Anthony Sorensen. Transitioning into the attack is Inter Miami. Aaron fans looking to ask some questions of Chattanooga. They have just one shot in this contest. And Urquidy recycles things. 11th appearance of the season for the 18-year-old. Now in his third season with Inter Miami, too. Was rostered, Urquidy was back in 2024. Didn't make an appearance. Turned over. Sid Mohan, Inter Miami returning the favor. It's RJ White looking to help it along. And instead, that'll be a turnover. Change of possession will occur via this upcoming Chattanooga FC throw-in. Get a whistle from Lauren Aldrich, who will charge back behind the play. Sid Mohan was hunkered over for a moment, and she goes to check on him. He was the recipient of a sturdy challenge moments ago that drew the first booking. It's turned over off the throw. Leading the way in is Nash Dearman. Recovery defensively by Chattanooga off the giveaway. Eugene will clean things up for the boys in blue. Throw ahead, around and behind on the end line, turned back inside. Only a whistle will erase it for Chattanooga FC. Will put this one back into play off the foul against Chattanooga. Both teams still with just one shot each. Neither keeper has made a save yet. Turn forward. Inter Miami going direct with it now. They have a hit from distance. Takes a hop. Kovic will corral that one in. This is what Inter Miami can do so well when they go long with it. They're the second best long passing completion team in MLS Next Pro. They can generate some offense in a hurry. 1-2 passes and in toward goal. Offside flag will come up. That'll end things for Chattanooga once again. Support for tonight's match comes from Erlinger, proud to be the exclusive healthcare provider of Chattanooga Football Club. The drum beats on, not just for these Chattanooga FC fans over on the far side of things, but for Inter Miami, who one point in this contest had a 70-30 split of possession. It shifted heavily back in favor of Chattanooga. Carving things open are Inter Miami. Nash Dearman, 7th appearance of the year for the 16-year-old, gives it up, and now a turnover. Racing ahead, it's McGrath. McGrath is in. Marine makes the save. Incredible. Just a poor giveaway by Inter Miami. And Matias Marine, when they needed him most, coming through his first save of the day, stonewalling Alex McGrath. McGrath, since returning from injury, suffered a season ago. After making just 2 appearances, he has played like a man possessed in 2026. 6 goal involvements, helping set Chattanooga FC up with their first corner of the night. booted, back stick, falling out the other side. No danger presented by that from the boys in blue. Daniel Godoy, his message to this young Inter Miami side in training was avoiding scenarios that put Chattanooga on the front foot. Almost won there. They come away unscathed after the giveaway that saw McGrath in for Chattanooga's first shot on target of the night. How Inter Miami is able to exploit some spacing in Chattanooga's wingers will be crucial today. This is an Inter Miami side that, yes, they do like to go long, they like to be direct, they want to play in transition, but also when they are in possession in that attacking half, they do want to work things in those wide areas, in those wide spaces. They just haven't been able to sit on the ball enough so far to find any attacking presence on the flanks. Barker John now with the takeaway. Barker John rolls it in front. Laying on it is Matthias Marine again. Barker John, he has been a massive addition in 2026 for Chattanooga FC. He's a player that Richard Dixon has talked a lot about, that having players like a Damian Barker John, huge. He can impact the game with the ball at his feet in any way. Sid Mohan will nod this one along into the path of Tate Robertson. Going to ground, able to dislodge that ball. Quickly recovering is Sorensen. Dearman off the throw in, he gets it back. Now finds Saha. Tucked inside. Acevedo. Over. Nash Dearman bumped off the ball. Chattanooga looking to break out from their own end. The former Inter Miami man, Yuval Cohen on it now. Cohen on the left, options around, tries to cut it in. Telegraph pass, intercepted by Tyler Hall. Miami trying to tightrope the touchline, unsuccessful there. Chattanooga will have a throw, but first, trainers will be ushered on the pitch. There is a Chattanooga FC man down, and it appears that that is Hamzian Sid Mohan. He's been laboring ever since suffering that foul that set Chattanooga up with a free kick in the first 12-13 minutes of this contest. Trainers assessing the status of the 22-year-old Algerian, former Columbus Crew man back in 2024. It appears as though Sid Mohan may not be able to continue on in this contest. Chattanooga FC are readying a change over on their touchlines. As Sid Mohan helped back to his feet, he will walk off under his own power, but making his way to the substitution area is Daniel Mangarov. One of the leading chance creators for Richard Dixon's side in 2026. 27 chances created, coming off a 13-goal involvement season, trying to get himself going in the goal scoring department. Does have 3 assists in 2026. Robin made his way over to the substitution area, and it now looks like Richard Dixon is going to halt that substitution. Been having a chat with Sid Mohan, who has come off, and you see the trainers there Checking on the lower leg of Sid Mohan. His play will resume. Chattanooga FC down a man at the moment. Who's in blue with it now? Parker John. Hold on to it. Inter Miami trying to transition into their attacking shape, and that has been somewhat of a struggle so far in this contest. Yes, they do have a shot on target. They've only had 42% possession so far, and no touches in the penalty area of Chattanooga FC. In a lot of respects, it has been one-way traffic on this attacking half for the home side. Turned over though, Diego Rey with it. Rey. Still Diego Rey, muscled down by Matthias Hanchard, and that will be a whistle from Lauren Aldrich again. This segment of the match is presented by FTC Development, developing unique spaces that inspire since 1912. Sid Mohan has charged back on the pitch for Chattanooga FC, bringing them back to full strength in this contest. It'll be a free kick here for Inter Miami from a sharp angle as DePaula will have the take. DePaula lofts this, back stick, headed back along inside. Soraya got a piece of it as well, not clear yet. Finally hacked away by Chattanooga FC. Acevedo trying to reset things back to Tyler Hall. That ended up rolling out of play. And take a deflection off Chattanooga FC on the way through. And so RJ White, who's been with the Inter Miami Academy the last 7 years, throws it back in. And he will have consecutive throws now for Inter Miami too. Trying to pluck that ball free away from Inter Miami. Pinned tight against the touchline. Could not do that, and progressing out of a crowd with it are the Herons, at least for a moment. Pulling one back by Chattanooga FC, and Sarsar will set it up to Jakupovic. Distribution forward from Jakupovic, a bit too much weight behind it though. Was looking to find Sid Mohan running on the other end of it. And Richard Dixon emphasized in our chat earlier in the week was this Chattanooga FC side, the mental focus would be so crucial today. Could not take this Inter Miami team lightly. He said this club understands it's a big game. You can't get wrapped up in the recent run of form for Inter Miami. They're the only team left in MLS Next Pro yet to record a win in 2026. Pretty lengthy stretch of the season. It was Inter Miami and Colorado Rapids, too, the reigning Western Conference champions out in the Western Conference. They have since plucked a win here in this season. Now that we are coming up on halfway through. Clipped along, racing ahead is Inter Miami, now stepping inside, missing wide though. Recovery defensively by Chattanooga FC, able to influence that shot. Out it goes, and it will be a corner for Inter Miami. This has been the soft spot in the Chattanooga FC set-piece defense in 2026. They've conceded 3 corner goals. DePaula will be the trigger man on this corner. DePaula in, swinging ball, dangerous, headed down, cleared away! Off the line it goes, and staying out of goal. Consecutive corners loading for the visitors. DePaula again, high arching, in, swinging, attacking the header. Second ball rifled all the way through. Chattanooga again will clear the lines. Knocked back down though by Inter Miami. Applying a lot of pressure right now on Chattanooga. Sorensen wants to clear, deflected off the back of R.J. White. And the boys in blue will buy themselves a little bit of breathing room on this throw-in. Put away by Ray. Falls to the feet of Sorensen for Chattanooga. Here's Sid Mohan. Pressured there by R.J. White. Still on it, though. That's short-lived. Turned out of play. Inter Miami will have a throw deep in this attacking half of things. Looking for the interchange around the area. Mateo Saha couldn't find him, and now Jakupovic will stretch things out. Long ball forward. Barker John pleading his case. Those protests go unheard. Up on the half-hour mark elapsed in this opening 45 minutes. Both teams with 2 shots, both keepers with 1 save, and still no score. Tried to pick out Damian Barker John several times on that right wing, and for good reason. 7 goal involvements in 2026. Tyler Hall has drawn the responsibility of man-marking Barker John. And now Richard Dixon will make that change. Sid Mohan will exit. Daniel Mangarov will come on. Looked like they would make that change minutes ago. Held off after Sid Mohan had come off the pitch. Play back underway off the Chattanooga throw-in. Mangarov making his 17th appearance of 2026. Meanwhile, here's Sarsar looking to switch the point of the attack, and over hits that one into the midst of Marine. Beautiful distribution ahead for Matias Marine. Running in stride and finding it is Saha. Wanted to reset. They're able to tightrope that touchline. Inter Miami are. Brave play by R.J. White going to ground. Trying to keep that away from Chattanooga to no avail. It spills out of play, and that will bring us to our first hydration break of the night. It is a warm one in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Temperatures hovering around 88 degrees near the opening kickoff. The sun is starting to set, bringing, you'd hope, some reprieve to these soaring temps. There's a theme around the country right now with the heat dome squarely sitting over a majority of the contiguous United States, bringing sweltering temperatures. Chattanooga not spared in that regard. This will give both teams a chance to reset things, catch their breath for a moment. There really has not been a lot of danger presented by either Inter Miami or Chattanooga when getting into the attacking half. Inter Miami back on the pitch. Chattanooga FC moments away from rejoining them. Want to dress like the pros? Grab your official Chattanooga FC jerseys, hats, and Adidas fan gear today at shop.chattanooga.fc.com. It really cannot be overstated how incredible the investment in this MLS Next Pro side of Chattanooga FC has been from the community, those involved with the club, somewhat recently opening their new headquarters and offices in downtown Chattanooga. Driven ahead, looking for the offside flag is Godoy and Inter Miami. At the bottom of your screen, they finally do get it for our assistant referee. McGrath just unable to snug the right side of that restraining line. Back to Chattanooga FC, that new headquarters they opened in downtown. You just saw the imagery, the videos that came out from it a few months ago when they finally opened. Really is a sight to behold. Richard Dixon, he joked that if they would have had that when he was playing lower level soccer, he would have been in heaven. The quality of life in third division football in America went up significantly with the opening of that facility. The city of Chattanooga has drawn the eyes of the world as well, where the Spanish national team holding their base camp in preparation for the World Cup, finally departing somewhat recently as they embark on their journey to perhaps win the World Cup. The throw in here for Inter Miami, deep in toward this final third, handed off back to White just to reset things. Sumaya. Helped along, it's Dearman. Dearman stands up across, deflected back to White now. Saha tight-roping the touchline, and he will win a throw-in for Inter Miami too. Rather, Sumaya. Dearman will recycle this, and back all the way it goes to Matthias Marine, who does have one save in this opening 45 minutes as we close in on that halftime mark here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Still no score between CFC and Inter Miami 2. Over on that far touchline are the Herons. Starting to grow into this contest and assert themselves more in the attacking half of things as we close in on that halftime whistle from Lauren Aldrich. From having no touches in the Chattanooga penalty area in the opening almost 20 minutes to now just shy of 10. Ray looks for the cross. It's deflected aside. White will have the throw. White elects to go short on the toss in. Given back up to him. Combination around the edge of the area. Couldn't find it initially. Here is Inter Miami once more. Knocking on the door of Chattanooga FC. And answering is Anthony Sorensen with the header away. Lofted ahead, the header down, far post. They wanted Saha, couldn't find him. Rowan and company for Chattanooga trying to break out the defensive end. Unsuccessful. Advantage is played here by Lauren Aldrich. Hall shovels it out wide. Acevedo cutting around, has a hit. It goes sailing out, was influenced by Chattanooga. And out it goes for a corner. Acevedo, the loan acquisition from Racing Club in Australia, or rather Argentina, came over at the start of the season. Has only made now 5 appearances, 4 starts, but they view him as one of those highly touted players that could perhaps one day make a breakthrough into the first team. Driven top of the area on this corner by Inter Miami, their 3rd of the half. Again, nothing doing there on that set piece for the Herons. Popovic rolls it forward. There's Chattanooga on the move. Worked along. It's Cohen on the right. Zarsar picks out Robertson. Short-lived spell of possession for Chattanooga. Early ball ahead. Ray cutting forward. Too much weight behind that for Inter Miami. Give and go, racing forward. Acevedo now on the right-hand side. He'll swing it out wide. Tucked in. It's Saha going for goal. And missing wide again. Saha, he has turned in a hard shift as a part of that front 3 for Inter Miami. They tried to get him on the ball numerous times. Saha just a touch wide of goal. 9 touches. There's a couple of shots as well so far. Back in possession, Inter Miami 2. They'll roll it forward. Dearman flashed across goal. Which went diving for it. Hanchard just do the honors of booting that out of play to concede a corner to Inter Miami late in this contest. It'll be DePaula again. He's handled all of their set pieces so far in this match. He's got a short option to his left in Acevedo. DePaula instead boots this all the way out wide. Dearman surveys, wants a hit, takes a deflection off the hand of Damian Barker-John. Almost instantaneously, Lauren Aldrich will sound the whistle for an Inter Miami free kick. Just took an awkward deflection off of Barker John, who stepped in front of the shot. So from some distance out here for Inter Miami, but the angle pretty square on the target, well within striking distance for the Herons. What a hit it would be to perhaps surge them into a late lead. Wall will form in front of the Miami duo. Diego Rey, part of that twofer there, looking for this hit from distance. Driven low toward Jakupovic. Able to see it in all the way. Expert goalkeeping. Go with the training ground routine, Inter Miami do. Jakupovic not fooled. Now we get another whistle from Lauren Aldrich, much to the dismay of Inter Miami too, who plead their case. Ultimately worked out of play. Chattanooga, courtesy of Sorensen with the throw. It's some time since Chattanooga have worked themselves into the attacking half. As Hanchard surveying his options going forward. A 10-minute spell of Inter Miami possession. They had set piece after set piece. Officially 4 minutes of added time at the end of this opening 45 minutes. One that, to this juncture, is scoreless as we come up on the half. Make sure to stick around. Plenty busy halftime report coming your way from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Highlights. Look at the weekend schedule here over this long holiday weekend. Also, a lot of great stories around MLS Next Pro. Cincinnati will head to North Texas, who just opened their new venue. Oh, that at the half. Turned over. Here is Mangarov. To slip it through top of the area with Chattanooga FC. Get a whistle. Chattanooga FC fans roaring to life over there in section 109. Acevedo had it, wanted to give it go. They turned it over. Desperately trying to hold on to possession, though. Advantage played here for the Herons. Can't make anything happen out of it. That has really been the story so far of this contest for both sides, Chattanooga FC and Inter Miami. They've had opportunities, they've had time in the respective attacking halves, but just nothing to show for it offensively. Chattanooga offensively, they have been stymied to just 2 shots. One has gone on target. It's not the chance creation that if you're Richard Dixon that you've been seeing from this Chattanooga side over the last few weeks. You have to give a tip of the cap defensively to Inter Miami for the way they have prevented Chattanooga from getting into really any rhythm in that defensive side of things, despite the fact that they have given up an abundance of goals over their last 180 minutes of football. Inter Miami has only conceded 1 goal, played 2. Matias Marin will take over possession. A 0-0 draw with Carolina Core, followed by the 1-0 loss at FC Cincinnati. And Daniel Godoy, this week, he said that it is part of those little victories. Moving forward defensively is an area that they feel like they are starting to turn the corner. He even extrapolated it out to the last 3 matches, their 3-1 loss against Chicago Fire on the road. And he said that even in that match, they showed intensity out of possession. Robertson going in toward goal, defender going in on him, and Tate Robertson is down. It's a free kick to Chattanooga FC. That's just a rash challenge coming in late from behind on Robertson, who's slow to get back to his feet. DePaula trying his hardest to prevent a counter-attacking moment for Chattanooga FC, an area that they've excelled in this year. They prevented the counterattack, but it ultimately results in likely what DePaula was not exactly looking to concede, which is a free kick here, top of the area for Chattanooga. The boys in blue, they really have been a set-piece dominant team over the last few weeks. A corner goal against Atlanta United, a goal of a long throw in the 5-2 loss against Orlando City B. You go back to their match against FC Cincinnati 2. They score off a free kick. It was Tate Robertson doing exactly that. To be honest, the distance is about the same from where Robertson struck it against the Garys of FC Cincinnati 2. Robertson and Chattanooga FC, they're not thrilled right now with the positioning of this Inter Miami wall. Extended conversation taking place. All bodies back off. It will be Robertson's alone to take here. Robertson, the offering blocked by the wall. The second bite of the apple goes sailing wide. The wall does its job in front of Matias Marin, a belter on the second effort. And Chattanooga stays off the scoreline here inside Erlinger Park. Marin drives it ahead, and there is the halftime whistle from Lauren Aldrich. All square through 45 minutes of Chattanooga. Our score at the half, 0-0. Coming up in our halftime show, highlights our holiday weekend schedule. But first, after the break, a Pride Month story on the importance of soccer and community when we come back.
They say the world's game is played everywhere. This is how we play it here. Every weekend across North America. From Vancouver's mountain rain to the shores of Florida. From the city of angels to the heartland. The world's brightest stars light up our fields. Let's go. And our fans bring the world to life. In every language, in every city. One game, one roar. Sold out nights under lights. New soccer citadels rising from coast to coast. Every chant, every goal, another brick in a growing relief. Now, the world's biggest stage comes to our home. And when they arrive, they'll find the game's heartbeat has been here all along.
Welcome back. June was Pride Month, and we take you to Cincinnati and superfan Mark Brockman on how he and his soccer community found each other.
I'm Mark Brockman. I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio, and I'm an FC Cincinnati 2 supporter. I spend a lot of time paying attention to FC Cincinnati. The 2 team is ultimately just another outlet to get away and think about soccer for 90 minutes instead of whatever else is going on. I really enjoy the opportunity to come to the games, and the 2 team is so interesting because you can see young players and know, well, Andre Trilla debuted for this team last year at 16. Well, now he's starting for the first team, and he's one of the best ball progressors in the league. And you could have seen that last year at Scudamore. And I think that's a really cool experience. And I think there's something to be said for FCC fans who have never been to a 2 game. They don't know the highs and lows of MLS Next Pro. And there's nothing really like it to be around families and people, and you can hear everything on the field. And sometimes somebody's just gonna rip a long shot and it's gonna go in and the crowd's gonna go wild and you'll never see a replay. And you were there. You know, struggling with mental health and depression, it's really like a numbness and an apathy that gets to you. And for me, at least, it's what kind of ate away. I just didn't feel anything about anything. And FCC really provided me an outlet to feel again. And it was highs and lows and excitement and anger. And one of the first games I went to, we had a player allegedly bite somebody, and GB did not bite anybody. But you know, it's controversy and it's emotion and it's getting back to feeling things, not just being numb to the world. I think Pride Month is about community, and it's really important for me growing up. I didn't necessarily always see representation out in front of me. So growing up, I didn't know. I knew I was different, but I didn't know if it was okay. And I think Pride Month gives you a really good opportunity to get out there and be loud and proud. And it gives the younger generation an opportunity to see people living their lives as gay people or queer people. I think if there was something I was gonna tell a kid or myself when I was in the closet younger, it's probably the most important thing in your life is gonna be loving yourself. And if you love you, you're gonna find people who will love you too. I mean, people told me it gets better and be yourself as a kid, and it always kind of sounds dumb and banal and cliche, but there really is something to be your authentic self, and you're gonna do what you're passionate about and engage in your hobbies and things you're passionate about, and you will find a community that you enjoy and that loves you for who you are. Ultimately, being yourself is going to be more rewarding than being anybody else wants you to be. And just don't be afraid, because ultimately none of it matters.
My name is Nathaniel James. You can call me Natty James. I'm a striker / winger from Trinidad and Tobago. I grew up in a place called La Hokata Rima. You know, I grew up on the east side of the island. I started in a club nearby named FC Santa Rosa, and that's where I started playing football. My father, he saw that I had like my shoes were always dirty after school and stuff, and when I came home one day, I was like, I want to start to play football, and he was like, you want to start to play football? So my father was actually the one who started like carrying me out on the field, started passing, kicking, running, teaching me running techniques, everything. Then he got me into football because he used to play as well. After that, I just started playing, and I've been playing ever since. I was in Jablote, and I was playing youth football there. So at that time, I got selected for the under-15 national team. At the time, I was just so happy just to play and just to be around this environment, and I was just so excited for my future and what I could do, and yeah, it's been going good so far. I remember actually getting called to train when I was 15 as well. So I was training with the national team since I was like 15, and then I made my professional debut when I was 18, and then I made my competitive debut when I was 19. It was against Jamaica in Jamaica. You know, I came on, played like 15 minutes. I was so nervous. It was good though, it was good. I came on, had some nice touches, played really well, played as a striker, and yeah, I enjoyed it. And my first competitive debut, I actually scored in it. Yeah, so I came on for like 5 minutes, the last 5 minutes of the game, and scored the winning goal, and it was in a CONCACAF Nations League game. Yeah, it was one of the best feelings I've had in my life. When I was younger, I used to take a lot from different players. I think Messi and then Neymar were the two players that I would always look up to, like just watching football, because I was supported Barcelona when I was younger. And when I was like 15, like I started playing as like a cam, like a number 10. So I started watching like Dybala, and I wanted to be just like Dybala. I wanted to play like him, same left foot, same. I just wanted to move and play like him. So I think Dybala, you know, I already did my research, see what it was all about, North Texas, however. And then I had a meeting with Coach Carl. John, he gave me a call. It was like everything I ever wanted. He just told me about everything. He was like talking about the new stadium, Mansfield, showing me how good it's gonna be, the environment, and I just fell in love immediately. And I knew that I wanted to be here. I wanted to like put my best foot forward for this opportunity, and I've been trying my best. I've been giving my best every day, so I just want to continue that. From the first day I came here, I was like, I just want to play well, play good. I want to score, I want to assist, I want to help the team in any way possible, you know. So as of right now, my goal is just to help the team make playoffs, and see how good we can do this season, see how far we can go, and I think we have a really good shot.
So my name is Edouard Nice. I'm from Belgium. I'm 21 years old, playing offensive midfielder for North Texas SC. Started playing for my hometown, Royal Sport. There's not a lot of people in my hometown. It's not really like a sport town or anything like that. It's just like a village, like a small village club. I played there for like 5 years. Yeah, that's where I started playing soccer. Coming from semi-pro back home, never won any trophy, never did anything, and then going to Northeast and just, you know, talking with the coach before joining them. He was talking about trophy, winning a national championship, and that's what I wanted. That's why I joined them. And the first year we lost in the semi-final, and we came up close, losing 0 games, losing 1 game, and it was the game in the semi-final. And then the year we came back, we won it all. So first big trophy for the college as well, first national championship, and it meant a lot to me. Yeah.
FC Dallas selects number 306 Edouard Nice from the University of Illinois.
No, it was crazy. I mean, I was sitting with my whole family on the couch in my house, and even my best friend from back home, and I just wanted to hear my name, you know. Thought that was the moment for me, and it happened. So I was really happy. And one of my goals coming to America as well was getting drafted, as well as going Division 1. And just that happening was like surreal. I couldn't believe it in a sense, because, you know, going from hometown club, village, playing 6 years there, then playing semi-professional, you don't expect yourself 3 years later to get called in the MLS Super Draft and signing professional for FC Dallas. For this season, I would say, yeah, I want to be obviously the MVP of the league. That would be a good goal of mine. You know, I mean, everything possible, you know, like winning the Golden Boot, everything. Like, but at the end of the day, I just want to win a trophy with North Texas. I know they won one in 2024, and I want to win one again. You know, I want to give my teammates the best like effort from me on the field, and just like they can look up to me and be like, yeah, this guy is like trying his hardest, and we want to work for him at the same time, and just help the team winning trophies.
On Wednesday, North Texas had its ribbon-cutting ceremony and first official practice at the new Texas Health Mansfield Stadium. With a capacity of over 7,000, Mansfield Stadium sits on a 250-acre stable entertainment district and was the FIFA World Cup base of operations for Czechia last month. The stadium opens for soccer this weekend as North Texas welcomes St. Louis City SC. Our score here in Chattanooga, Tennessee is 0-0 through 45 minutes of play. Let's check out our upcoming schedule because we have a plenty busy lineup of MLS Next Pro on this holiday weekend for you. A handful of games tonight, and then the schedule really kicks up in earnest tomorrow, all starting with an Eastern Conference affair between Philadelphia Union and New England Revolution 2. The Revs looking at the MLS Next Pro Eastern Conference table entering match week 18. Right now, they are just 3 points off the pace of leaders Columbus Crew. 31 points for Pablo Moreira's New England Revolution side. As for our contest, let's get you up to speed with our halftime highlights. Yes, no score, but there was plenty of action in that opening 45 minutes. Specifically, Chattanooga starting things off early on. Less than 3 minutes in as Alex McGrath has a hit that goes wide. Inter Miami, one thing they haven't dipped into their bag a lot of is going direct, going long, but when they do, they have generated at least that shot right there. One of their 3 shots on target, saved by Eldin Jakupovic. A breakout later in the half. Alex McGrath racing unopposed, and Matias Marine putting on his Superman cape and saving the day for Inter Miami 2, who come back the other way later in the half. That goes off the side netting. Good recovery defensively by Yves Chayef. That would concede a corner. Inter Miami would not score off of it, and that is where we stand. We'll head back to break. 0-0 through 45 minutes of play. Second half kick on the other side.
Yeah, boys hear sentiment, flow tastes sweet like cinnamon. Open up doors, I'm a gentleman. View top floor, I'm still staying ahead of them. Running on fumes and adrenaline. Do what I do best, can rush in like a roulette. You can't name a better duet. Don't ask questions, trying to figure out what sound. Don't worry about what next. Just wanna know what's next. Man, I say it so loud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now. Oh yes, man, I say it oh so proud. Don't worry about what next. Just know we got now.
Should be a fun season of MLS Next Pro. Oh my! Pedrinho wins it!
Back in Chattanooga, Tennessee, all set to go for half number 2. Teams are out of the locker room. They have taken the pitch, as Lauren Aldrich and this officiating crew are all ready for the opening kick of the second 45 minutes. Nothing separating Chattanooga and Inter Miami right now. 0-0 through 45 minutes of play. But Inter Miami, at least in terms of the statistical category, they were the better team down the stretch of that first 45 minutes. Ended up finishing the half with 10 shots, 3 shots on target. And right now, 16 touches in the Chattanooga penalty area to just 3 for Chattanooga. That is something that Richard Dixon and company have to get remedied in a hurry. We haven't seen Chattanooga be able to use that press to manipulate Inter Miami. We talked about it at the top of our broadcast, how they can use that front 3 to speed Miami up. Inter Miami, they've been able to bypass that press of Chattanooga. Something that would be crucial to the boys in blue's success in the second half. Chattanooga fans belting out John Denver. They're hoping Country Roads will take them into the lead in half number 2. There is the whistle from Lauren Aldrich, and we are back underway in this contest. We have 2 matches in progress right now in MLS Next Pro. They're both in the Eastern Conference. Atlanta United, a 1-0 advantage late in the second half over Toronto FC as it's knocked out of play for a Miami throw-in. The 17s of Atlanta United, a fellow Southeast Division foe and rival of Inter Miami. They do have the Gold Boot leader right now, Arif Kovac, with his 12 goals in MLS Next Pro. He's had quite the season. Driving forward toward goal, full stretch, Jakubovic parrying it away. Matias Acevedo having a hit, and Jakubovic says no. Lining this one up is the 5'6", 18-year-old. Quickly thrown back in by Inter Miami. Sloan Morrison with it now. That ball falls all the way through. Tyler Hall is there to pick the pieces up for the Herons. Steered ahead to Paula, out wide. Inter Miami, diving header away. Still free inside that area before we get a whistle from our center referee. Miami, they have just made such a concerted effort in this match to attack Chattanooga, their penalty area. But Chattanooga, their box defending, it's been a real bend but don't break effort so far for the boys in blue defensively. Jakubovic resumes play, glancing header along by Chaya, former Crown Legacy man. Rolled square through the center of the park, out comes Marine. Knocking that one away from danger. Still on it though. Barker John lofted back in the thick of it. Turned away by Inter Miami. And now here's Acevedo again. Acevedo toppled. This will be a free kick. We see the amount of bodies moving around the concourse area here at Erlinger Park. The Chattanooga FC official Twitter account letting everyone know before this contest began that reserved seats had sold out before this opening kick. Only a handful of tickets remaining. We get another whistle here, and Lauren Aldrich will reach into her pocket. Eves Chayup will go into the book. Chayup, the Canadian, but he is no stranger to soccer in the Tennessee area. Spent some time collegiately at East Tennessee State before making the transition over to NC State for his final college season. Second yellow handed out by our center referee. First against Chattanooga FC, and play is back underway. Here's Tyler Hall, the Inter Miami homegrown. MLS, they have been out of action since May 23rd, just before their World Cup break took place. Inter Miami, though, they did have a couple of Inter Miami 2 players on the bench last time in MLS action. More on that in a moment. Rolled ahead, it's Barker John. Barker John steers it wide. Out of position to receive it, but will corral it in over on that far touchline. Interchange inside, carving an opening was McGrath. It's Robertson, back to goal, now unleashed from distance. Jean misses wide, and Inter Miami can breathe a sigh of relief. That is more in keeping with what we've come to expect for Chattanooga FC over these last few weeks. The decision-making, clear, concise, moving with speed, intentionality. So much of their offense has resulted at times this year through players like Tate Robertson. His hold-up play has been very important to what Chattanooga wants to accomplish under interim manager Richard Dixon. Matias Marine will have a goal kick. Richard Dixon, he did say this week that Tate means so much to Chattanooga. They can play him wherever. They tried to play him more in the midfield this year, played at the right back spot a lot last year. And Richard Dixon said that that's a result of just how high of a soccer IQ Tate Robertson has. It's helped unlock throughout stretches, the recent stretches at least, these last 8 matches. It's helped unlock Chattanooga a new level offensively. Barker John flings this one forward, overhit on that cross. And again, Inter Miami able to come away undamaged. Marine, Chattanooga pressing with just one. They have shuffled in this second half, that pressing shape. Acevedo. Barker John squaring on him. Acevedo driving, trying to tuck that shoulder down. Robertson will pluck the loose ball out of the center of the park. Sorensen, Louis Jean. Jean called to the Haitian national team a few years back for the CONCACAF championship. Marine came out close to that edge of the area. The offside flag had come up though. I've seen that though come into play in Major League Soccer this year. It was earlier in the MLS regular season that Orlando City's Max Crepeau sent off for handling the ball outside the penalty area. Saha went to ground, able to keep the possession rather for Inter Miami. Rolled in behind. The Herons in business now. Options around, quick lift inside, nodded away by Chattanooga. That has hampered Chattanooga offensively, though, when trying to break out. Their average starting position when regaining the ball is so deep in their own defensive half right now. It's been a spirited effort for Inter Miami. This young Heron side now racing forward is RJ White. White still got a shot off somehow. Tonight's match is brought to you by Vibrant Meals. Chef-prepared meals ready in 3 minutes. Voted Tennessee's favorite. Cohen nodding that one along. Barker John will run onto it. Here's Louis Jean. Goes forward with it. Unable to hold on to possession of the ball. Their total possession share has dipped. It was just about 50-50 coming into the second half. It's down to 43 right now. Acevedo slow walks this one forward. Layoff inside across the face of goal. Jakubovic will watch it roll out. Daniel Godoy, acting manager for Inter Miami, there at the bottom of your screen as his Herons get set to make 3 personnel changes. They made none coming out of the half, but Godoy had said trying to take advantage of space on the wings against Chattanooga. It was a real crucial piece tonight for Inter Miami too. Whether or not they could do that would perhaps dictate whether Inter Miami could get all 3 points this evening. those forthcoming changes for Inter Miami too. You see 47 in pink and black. Edo Zeltzer-Zubida, 3 goals in his last 3 appearances against Chattanooga FC, including a brace last season against the boys in blue in one of 3 matchups. Has 7 goals this year. A huge boost to the offense the moment he trots on the pitch for Inter Miami, who will play this one all the way back over to Matias Marine. Marine has been strong in goal. This is a good goalkeeper matchup today. Jakupovic, one of the best goalkeepers in MLS Next Pro. As Chaya will stand this cross up, falling through, over. It's Mangarov negotiating. Robertson overruns the ball. Sorensen will step up. Now Sorensen rolls it forward. Turned aside by Inter Miami. That is where Stevie Louis-Jean will pick things up again. Over the top and in behind. Here's Chattanooga. Service in, looking for Barker John. He's out of his reach. He'll stay here though. Chattanooga FC will have the throw. Robertson right back along these ad boards, looking for a long throw in. Just 1 shot on target so far tonight. Robertson catches the head of a teammate inside that 6-yard area. A lot of traffic. Hanchard booms this one forward, finding the foot of Robertson. Robertson cuts around inside, muscled off the ball, and hammered clear by Inter Miami. Feet of Matias Marine, trying to pick out a teammate going forward. There's a collision. Daniel Godoy incensed. He cannot believe there was no whistle. We finally get one, but for the injury stoppage. See Matias Acevedo there, having words with the 4th official. It'll be a triple change for Inter Miami at the next available opportunity. So then Cadet will come on. Edo Zeltzer-Zubida, who we talked about, and Nejde Ravine, who was originally slated to start this contest. To the right of Mateo Saha in that front 3 for Inter Miami. Was the late substitution. Back ahead, here's Barker John over on the end line. Off the ball. Changes for Inter Miami will wait as Chattanooga will have their first corner of half number 2. It's been a much more energetic second half, at least these opening minutes of this second half, than we saw in the final 15 or so for Chattanooga in that first half. Whatever Richard Dixon's message was to the boys in blue in that locker room, they have clearly taken to heart. In swinger, back stick. First to it was RJ White. It'll be a throw for Chattanooga, right up against that far corner flag. Robertson backs up. Now Robertson unleashes Clipped along. Inter Miami will get a piece of it. Not deep enough to clear the lines, though. Billie Jean helps it back along, looking for Robertson. Once more, Inter Miami will clear it out of play. Billie Jean wants to step into one. Not enough room to do that. It will ricochet all the way back to Jakupovic. Jakupovic. Hanchard tries to head it along, now headed down by R.J. White. McGrath resetting things for Mangarov. Now Mangarov turns it in toward the penalty area. Second ball served wide. Mangarov will run on to the other end of it. Now Mangarov cut toward goal, seeking Robertson. And once again, driven away. Initial signal was corner for Chattanooga. Lauren Aldrich running in and overruling the assistant referee. It's a goal kick, in fact. And now Inter Miami at long last will make those aforementioned changes. De Ravine, Cadet, Zeltzer Zubida will come on. It's Dearman, Saha, and DePaula who will exit. Two changes left for Daniel Godoy and Inter Miami. So we have crossed over the hour mark elapsed. Still no score. There have been 5 combined shots on target. Inter Miami have 4 of them. And despite this push here in the second half for Chattanooga FC to find that elusive breakthrough, still frozen on just 1 shot on the target. Zeltzer Zubida lifted out wide. Inter Miami trying to ask some questions of Chattanooga FC. Sorensen, McGrath will hook it out of play. Passage, the official ticketing platform of the Chattanooga Football Club. Plenty of tickets have been sold to this contest. Not a bad seat in the house here inside Erlinger Park. The first ever match Chattanooga FC have played in this modern cathedral to sport. A delayed whistle comes in from Lauren Aldrich, and now she ushers Alex McGrath over. Collision over there on that far touchline. Sorensen went sweeping for that ball. And went down for Inter Miami, and it sets the Herons up with a free kick right near what would be the pitcher's mound here at Erlinger Park. Assistant referee backing the Inter Miami free kick up a few steps, and now Lauren Aldrich gives the all clear. Lifted into the thick of it out wide. Headed out of play for an Inter Miami throw. Morrison found De Ravine. Morrison got it right back, and now it goes careening out of play. Inter Miami will have the corner. Corner number 5 of the night for the Young Herons of Inter Miami 2 on the road, trying to break through in this second half. They've yet to score off a corner in 2026. Swung back stick. Jakupovic got a hand to it, and it'll fall all the way through again. Out for an Inter Miami throw. This is what they did so well in the later stages of the first half. They were not content for just one crack at goal. They found ways to keep the pressure on Chattanooga, keep them pinned down. A stretch for about 10 minutes in those final few minutes of the second half as we get a whistle for a foul again against Chattanooga. Another free kick coming for Inter Miami. But it was what they did across the course of the final 15 minutes, the Herons, where they stacked up set piece opportunities, be it corners, be it free kicks, long throw ends. They just kept this ball in this end of things. It made Chattanooga chase the game. They withstood a spurt of energy coming out of the halftime locker room from the boys in blue, and they have resumed that form. Far corner of the area for Inter Miami. The offering out wide catches the head of R.J. White, but spills out of play. Despite the amount of attacking half free kicks that Inter Miami have had, they've already had 3 in this second half. They just have not been as organized as Daniel Godoy would probably like to see on those set pieces. And now we get a whistle as De Ravine commits the foul against Farid Sarsar. And it'll be a booking to boot. De Ravine shown a yellow. There's Adon Cadet shown the yellow. The Inter Miami U15 and U16 Academy product. He was a player that Daniel Godoy earlier in the week identified as one of those names to watch for coming out of the Inter Miami Academy. This play is back underway. Hammered clear by the Herons. Falls right into the possession of Yves Chayat, who didn't like his options ahead and instead finds Eldin Jakupovic. Richard Dixon and Chattanooga FC, they ready 2 changes of their own, the first 2 of the night. Alexis Arrua, the former Racing Club man, reunited with his former teammate in Matias Acevedo. Former teammates now turned competitors in the Southeast Division. He will trot on as Alex McGrath exits. And the first run of the night for Chattanooga's talisman, Alex Carell, with his 11 goal involvements, 9 of his own. On for Yuval Cohen, who was held in check center forward spot by his former club, Inter Miami 2. And an Yves Chayat throw-in resumes things. Carell, 3 goals in his last 4 appearances, now his 16th appearance of the season. First time he has not started in 2026. He's a player that, as Jakupovic goes forward wide with it, Richard Dixon this week said he's just a good footballer, a good striker. His acceleration is strong. I love his hold-up play. Turnover forced by Inter Miami at the midway line. They can't make anything happen with it. We get another whistle. This contest, as it drags toward the finish, has become more and more physical. And you have to imagine a product of the heat and the humidity here in Chattanooga. There was the turnover forced by Inter Miami. Chattanooga fans were convinced that that should have been a whistle. And they do get their whistle that they were seeking at the end of it, as Jakupovic starts things up again for Chattanooga. Goes rolling out of play off the head of Sloan Morrison. And Yves Chayat will walk forward for this throw. Defensively, Miami have been sound. They've given up 6 shots, just 1 on target to Chattanooga FC. So more of a zonal defending shape in front of the ball for Daniel Godoy and company. As a result, there just haven't been many angles to work with if you're Chattanooga FC. Trying to find Carell going forward. Carell lays it off. Parker John over the bar and out. It'll stay here for a corner. You talk about good distribution. That is Christine from Jakupovic. Finding Alex Carell racing in behind. Parker John couldn't finish. Chattanooga will keep things though. These fans here at Erlinger Park pressed against the railing, waiting for an opener with bated breath. Off the set piece, swung in, toward the back post and net. Who else but Alex Carell? One of his first touches of the night since subbing on and sends Chattanooga into the lead. It's a well-baited ball into the chaos in front of the Diaz Marine. Off the set piece, what's been Chattanooga's strongest point in 2026. They go up a goal again. Inter Miami will make a change before the restart as Alejandro Flores will run on. Richard Dixon, this week he said that the mentality that Alex Carell brings to his own game, it spreads around this Chattanooga team. He brings it every day, the willingness to fight, make the runs needed to help Chattanooga get through to the other side. And he gives Chattanooga their long-awaited breakthrough here at Erlinger Park. And with it, now 2 goals away from the top spot in the Golden Boot race. That is turning into a really fascinating chase for MLS Next Pro's leading scorer. Arif Kovac for Atlanta United. 12 goals coming into the weekend. His Atlanta United 2 side, they have picked up the win against Toronto FC. That match has gone final as we get a whistle from Lauren Aldrich for a stoppage. Kovac, no goals in that match against the Young Reds of Toronto FC. But now it's Marcus Caldera, Zach Zingay from Columbus, the Eastern Conference leaders, and Alex Carell, number 23, for the boys in blue, who sit 2 off the pace of Kovac. Such a salient point that Richard Dixon made earlier in the week, that when Alex Carell does well, Chattanooga FC does well. Boy, if those words don't ring true here in this second half. Minutes after coming on, that is the difference maker so far. The Herons left looking for an answer. They will have to continue looking. Parker John weaving in and out of traffic. A lovely ball forward. Parker John saved by Matthias Marine. Zeltzer Zubida, his pass forward, turned aside. This is just delightful from Parker John, finding Daniel Mangarov springing free. Mangarov denied. Already though, Chattanooga FC back on it. Carell, the hero so far for the boys in blue. Parker John cycled around Yves Chaya. as aggressive on their press this evening as they have been throughout the year. Here is Mangarov looking to steer it inside. Pick out Alex Carell. I have to imagine we are coming up in the final 15 minutes. We might start to see Inter Miami get a little more aggressive. Throw more numbers forward, gamble a little bit. Skipped along into the path of Zeltzer Zubida. Zeltzer Zubida sidesteps one. Can't sidestep a second. Arrua comes up with it. And Zeltzer Zubida stays down. Clipped along from Mangarov into the path of Carell. Options here for Alex Carell. Tries to take on another defender. Robertson sets it up. Carell not in a position to receive. One goes, it will be a throw for Inter Miami 2. And Lauren Aldrich will send both teams to the touchlines for a hydration break. We had one in the first half, and now our second hydration break here with less than 14 minutes to go. Just 6 minutes ago, Alex Carell coming on and sending Chattanooga FC into the lead. Now it puts Chattanooga not just on the front foot, but in an area that Richard Dixon wants to see a little bit of growth in terms of holding on for the full 3 points. It comes off a corner in the 71st minute, the third corner goal of 2026 for Chattanooga FC. Unease hanging in the air with these Chattanooga FC fans in attendance at Erlanger Park. They knew there was a second gear the boys in blue just hadn't hit yet. But still, as we got closer and closer to the end of regulation with no goals, you can feel these fans on the edge of their seat. And now the atmosphere is completely turned on its head. Nofo Brewing Co., the official craft beer of the Chattanooga Football Club. And with that, we are back underway following the hydration break. Inter Miami, 12 shots, 4 shots on target, just 1 so far in the second half, though. Roll that centrally. Jakupovic will pick it up. So many opportunities Inter Miami had to find that elusive goal. And yet, here they sit down a goal late in this second half as it's thumped all the way back down to Matthias Marine, who, despite allowing the goal, nothing much he could have done on it. So much traffic in front of that area in front of him. He's played well. Does have 3 saves on the night. He's claimed some important crosses as Chaip will dislodge that ball. Couldn't keep it in the lines of play, though. Daniel Godoy, he said this week that Matthias Marine, he's got such massive talent. Helps Inter Miami control the game, keep things under control when they're building from the back. Acevedo was able to give it up to Cadet. Now building is Inter Miami 2. They want to go centrally here. Knocked around to Morrison, top of the area. Flores racing over to pick that one up, and now Flores will get it back. 11 appearances in 2026 for Alejandro Flores. On here minutes ago in this second half. Inter Miami still do have one change to make. Hall slipped ahead, finding Morrison. Morrison flashed across goal and out wide. Glanced along clear. White will step up. White will poke it forward. Ultimately rolls to the feet of Jakupovic. Miami will set to make that final change. Next available opportunity. Sprinting onto it now. Here's Inter Miami 2. Looking for an opportunity. Buried away by Jakupovic. Off the cadet effort. Draws the fans to their feet, and for good reason. Jakupovic slamming the door on Inter Miami, keeping Chattanooga in front, 1-0. Charging onto the pitch, final change of the night, Jeremy Ortela. The Curacao U17 and U20 national teamer. He got the start last match for Inter Miami too. Against FC Cincinnati too, coming off the bench today. One of those 4 changes that Daniel Godoy made. Ortela can just help Inter Miami rescue something in the final minutes of this contest. They won't need very long before they meet again here in this month. Final day of July is when Chattanooga and Inter Miami will clash once more. Ortela still with it as Ortela wants to give it up. The extra pass enough for Chattanooga to recover, and they do clear. Orchidi forward. Zubida back to Tyler Hall, 2 long-time Inter Miami 2 players. Seltzer Zubida. Seltzer Zubida leading the way and behind. Good first touch. The turn. Here's Hall with it at the spot. Hall gives it up. It's Flores. Flores turns. Morrison. Seltzer Zubida wants to cross this back post. And Jakupovic is there. Of natural grass coming up right inside that area in front of Jakupovic that they have to remedy, which Lauren Aldrich will whistle for a stoppage for. Jakupovic commanding the space in front of him. Snuffing out that cross from Inter Miami 2. Morrison will quickly throw it back in. He finds Flores racing ahead. Flores back to Morrison. We get a whistle. And Alejandro Flores just running out of room on the near touchline, which brings things to a screeching halt. Shy up the throw to resume things. Quickly, it's Inter Miami taking it away, and even quicker, Alex Carell. Inter Miami, they love to get vertical. They want to build from the back. Chattanooga FC, they have taken that verticality away from Inter Miami, especially in this second half. Just 3 long passes completed by the Herons. And it's not just that Chattanooga's taken it away from Inter Miami. It's that Chattanooga, mainly through the distribution of Eldin Jakupovic like this, they found a way to use one of Miami's strengths against them, which is long, moving balls forward. The things that Chattanooga struggled with in the first half was that their starting position was just so deep. One of the ways to take that pressure off of your build from the back structure is to continue to just boot that ball forward and connect those long passes, as Chattanooga will make 2 more changes. Their 3rd and 4th of the night. Nathan Kohler is on. Luke Husakiewski will join him. 12th appearance of the year for Kohler, 11th for Husakiewski. Chattanooga FC, they are out of changes. There was the change made in the first half. Daniel Mangarov coming on for Amzian Sid Mohan. The 3rd and 4th changes of the second half, those were Husakiewski and Kohler. 4th and 5th of the night, respectively. Inter Miami also out of changes. Despite the holiday, this is a match that might seem a lot of offensive fireworks. The fireworks will come after this match. A fireworks show here at Erlanger Park. But right now, it's 1 goal at Chattanooga. That's all they've needed so far. 3 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Alex Carell in the 71st minute. Now Chattanooga has their eyes on perhaps another. Arua. Mangarov hounding Inter Miami defensively. Headed along now. Booted away by the Herons. Into the path of Zeltzer Zubida. Heavy collision. This will be a whistle. Chattanooga fans waiting for a card. It's not going to come, just a stern talking to, but you see Ortela colliding heavily as Chattanooga were trying to clear that ball away. Lifted up in behind. Jakupovic will let it roll out. And again, not much doing for Inter Miami. Has to be frustrating if you're Daniel Godoy and the young Herons. 54, your 129 passes have been completed in the Chattanooga end of things in this second half. Overall in the match, you have the possession lead, 56%, 13 shots, 5 on target. No matter how hard Inter Miami tries, they just cannot break through Eldin Jakupovic and Chattanooga FC. It's been a different year for Chattanooga. Last year, they were more of that defensive-minded team. Jakupovic making over 100 saves. Here's a nifty move from Mangarov. Out comes Marine. Mangarov goes tumbling down, and it takes Marine able to stymie Chattanooga FC. But last year, they were one of the stingiest defenses in MLS Next Pro. Double-digit clean sheets for Chattanooga FC. Jakupovic over 100 saves. So we get a whistle here. Richard Dixon's come in. He's changed things up a little bit. He's more content to gamble if it means you can generate some more offense. This is a vintage Chattanooga FC defensive performance tonight. withstanding pressure, withstanding chances, but not allowing anything with real danger behind him. Chiap waving everyone off. And Eldin Jakupovic will pick that one up. Just received word from the incomparable Hayes Creech, the media maestro for this Chattanooga FC football club. Does such a great job with their communications. 6,107 is the official attendance, a club regular season record for Chattanooga FC. 5 minutes of additional time here at the end of this full 90 minutes. As the old adage goes, if you build it, they will come. And the Chattanooga FC fans clearly taking that to heart. Barker John deep in the corner, trying to bleed as much clock as possible. Awkward collision. Inter Miami coaches, specifically acting manager Daniel Godoy. Protests from them on the near touchline go unheard. Jakupovic will just angle this one all the way back down. The boys in blue came into tonight just one loss in their last 8 matches. Came at the hands of Orlando City B, who've had quite the season. OCB right now 5th in the Eastern Conference table. OCB will take on Crown Legacy tomorrow, a 2 versus 5 matchup in the Eastern Conference table. If that isn't a tasty meeting between 2 rival organizations. Here's Barker John up ahead. Recovery defensively by Inter Miami. Barker John, he's got a lot of flash in those boots. He could have easily been in toward goal. Jakupovic will lay off it. Out it goes. Get a high five from the ball boy. Back to Chattanooga FC, though. They had a 3-match win streak, halted by Orlando City B. They promptly responded to the loss by hammering Red Bull New York. The podcast that covers Chattanooga FC, the Section 109 podcast, they talked about how impressive of a result that was, comprehensive, and they're right. Beating the defending champions 4-0 is no laughing matter. And that has kicked off a run that, should this result hold over these next 2 minutes or so of stoppage time, will run Chattanooga to unbeaten in 5 consecutive matches. Also move them into a tie in the Eastern Conference for the most home victories of all Eastern Conference teams. On the move is Chattanooga FC. It's Carell. John out of a crowd. Now Mangarov. Mangarov has that ball on a string right now. Ultimately, Morrison able to disrupt it. Headed down by Zeltzer Zubida. Breath in the lungs of Inter Miami, at least for the moment. Less than 45 seconds until the full-time whistle. Zeltzer Zubida steps inside on Chiap. Zeltzer Zubida, too heavy of a touch there. Trying to prep for that shot. Marker John will come up with it for Chattanooga. Now written down is Damian Marker John, and that'll draw a whistle from our center referee. Chayap will hit this toward goal. Play back underway. Out it goes for a throw. Maya waving bodies forward for the Herons. One last gasp here for Inter Miami. Warren Aldrich will let them play on. Seltzer Zubida sidesteps one, now shoveled over. Here's Hall. Hall, Ortella from distance, and Flores. A corner load for Inter Miami lead. Almost a minute past the full allotted 5 for stoppage time. Have to imagine this will be the final kick of the game. Swung and here is the whistle for full time. Chattanooga FC withstands a furious late push from Inter Miami, and they're unbeaten in 5 straight. All smiles in Chattanooga, Tennessee. A 1-0 win for the boys in blue, and it comes off the back of tonight's man of the match. There's only one man it could be for Chattanooga FC. The man who grabbed the match-winning goal after subbing on in the second half. That's right, Alex Carell, our man of the match presented by Adidas. His 10th goal of the season. Sending Chattanooga home with a full 3 points. And moving the boys in blue all the way up into a tie for 3rd in the Eastern Conference table. Chattanooga FC surging at the midway point of the season. They take down Inter Miami 1-0. For our entire broadcast team, I'm Jake Griffith. Once again, our final, Chattanooga FC 1, Inter Miami 0. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long at MLSNextPro.com and OneFootball. Good night from the Scenic City.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.